Hi there, hope you have a fantastic day today. This lesson I will teach you application of binomial expansions. Of course, there is a PDF file versions on the description below for you to download so you can work with me. Otherwise, let's go straight into it. First one, so we need to work out the coefficient of x to the power of a in this expansion here. So I suppose we can expand the brackets and then we compare the coefficient of x to the power of 8. But then we're not going to do that. It takes longer. So we're going to use the general rule to finding the term. So we know the term for general rule is TR plus 1 is N CR A and B power of R and N minus R. And don't forget, this add up must give me N because it's power of N. Okay, remember that. But in this case, it's power of 7. So this means N is equal to 7. So that is equal 7 is N. So 7 CR because we need to work out R. Okay, so keep that in mind. So A, in this case, A is x squared. So that means x squared power of N minus R. And we know N is 7. So 7 minus R. And then we have B. B is negative 2. So therefore, negative 2 power of R. So there you go. So let me just simplify this a little bit more. And we know that x squared power of 7 minus R. This is exactly the same as x squared 7 minus R using index law. And I can just expand this out. So that will give me 14 minus 2R. So let me just write that on here. So 7 CR x power of 14 minus 2R. And then we have negative 2 power of R. So there you go. But then we want to work out the coefficients of x power of 8. So x power of 8, that means this here must equal to 8. So I'll write it down here. So we have x power of 14 minus 2R must equal to x power of 8 because we compare. Okay. So this means that 14 minus 2R is equal to 8. So therefore 14 minus 8 is 2R. Of course, 14 minus 8 is 6. So therefore, 6 is equal to 2R. So therefore, R is 3. So now what we need to do is we just substitute R equals 3 into the general term. So let me just write this down. So T of R plus 1, R is 3. So this must be term 4. Keep that in mind. So we're going to use this rule to substitute. So term 4 is equal to, because R plus 1, R is 3, 3 plus 1 is 4. So term 4, so that is N is 7, CR, R is 3, and then X power of 14 minus 2R. Okay, 14 minus 6, because 2 times 3 is 6, is 8. That's exactly what the question is asking for. Okay, so minus 2 power of R, R is 3. So let me just simplify this a bit further. So 7C3 times negative 2 power of 3. I just put down a calculator. So I just go 7C3 and we times negative 2 power of 3. So negative 280. So negative 280 x to the power of 8. So therefore, the coefficient is negative 280. So there you go. Second one. So we need to work out the constant term in this expansion here. So the constant term, that means A power of 0. So keep that in mind for me, okay? And of course, we can expand and then work out the constant term, but gonna take you a long time because this is power 14. Of course, we're not gonna do that. So we're going to use the general term. We use the rule. So T of R plus 1 is equal to N C R I, and we have B power of R and then N minus R. And we know that N is 14 because it's power 14. So that is equal to 14 C R. We do not know what R is. And don't forget, I is this term here. In this case, is 2I. And then power of 14, because N is 14 minus R. And we have B is 1 over I. So we times 1 over I power of R. So there you go. So let me just simplify this a bit more. Now don't forget, we have 1 over I power of R is exactly the same. We can flip the inside of bracket. So 1 over I, it becomes I over 1. I over 1 is I. And then, of course, the R is changed to negative. Positive change to negative. That's what that meant. So let me just rewrite this. So that is equal to, so 14 CR, and that is becomes 2 power 14 minus R, and I 14 minus R, and we times by I power of negative R. Of course, we can simplify this a bit further. So that should give me 14 minus 2R. So that is equal to 14 CR 2 power 14 minus R, I power 14 minus 2R. So there you go. But then we want constant term. That means I power of 0. Remember that, okay? So in another word, 14 minus 2R is equal to 0. So let me just sort that out here for you. So we have 14 minus 2R is 0. I move this on that side. 14 is 2R. So therefore R is 7. So that means term 8. Okay, R is 7. So term 8. So therefore T of 8, in another word, term 8, okay, is 14 C. R is 7 because term 8, because you start with 0. Remember, C0 plus C1, C2, and so on. First term is C0. So therefore, term 8 is C7. Otherwise, you just substitute in the rule, okay? So that give me 2 power 14 minus R. R is 7. 14 minus 7 is 7. And I, of course, power 0. So because 14 minus 2 times 7 is 14. 14 minus 14 is 0. That is the requirement of the questions anyway. So we can just ignore that. That is the constant term. So that is equal to, I just put on a calculator. So I just go 14 C7 and we times 2 power of 7. So there you go. So 439,296. So 439,296. So therefore, $439,296. That is the constant term. Please pause the video and try this one yourself. Hi there, I'm back. How did you go? So let me go through them with you, okay? Before I do that, please do not forget to give me a thumb up and subscribe if you haven't done so you can help me to grow my channel. So let's get into it. So to work out the coefficients of x power of 6, so we just use the general term first. So T of R plus 1 is N C R I and B power of R, of course, N minus R. And we know that I is this term, and then N is 11 because it is power of 11. So that will give me 11 CR, and I is 2x squared power of N is 11 and minus R. And B is this term here. So that is 3x square power of r. So now what I do, let me just simplify this a bit further. So that will give me equal to 11CR, and that is exactly the same as 11 minus r and x squared. Now remember, x squared power of 11 minus r is exactly the same as x to 11 minus r. So that will give me, expand that, 22 minus 2r. So 22 minus 2r. And we times 3 power of r over x. X squared becomes x power of 2r. So now what I do, I can simplify this. So now 22 minus 2r minus another 2r give me 22 minus 4r. So that will give me 11CR 2 power of 11 minus r and x 22 minus 4r. And we times 3 power of r. And we need to work out the coefficients of x power of 6. So in another word, this must be power of 6. So this means that 22 minus 4r must equal to 6. So I just write here. So 22 minus 4r is 6. I move this on that side, this on this side. So 22 minus 6 is 16. So equal to 4r. So therefore r must equal to 4. So in another word, that is equal to 11C4 because r is 4. This means that it is term 5. Keep that in mind, okay? So 2, 11 minus r is 4. So 11 minus 4 is 7. And we have 22 minus 16, so power of 6. Okay, so x power of 6, and we times 3 power of 4 because r is 4. So what I do, I just use calculator to work this out. 11C4 times 2 power of 7 times 3 power of 4. So that will give me 11C4 times 2 power of 7, and we times 3 power of 4. So there you go. So therefore, so that is the coefficient of x to the power of 6. Last one. So to work out the constant term, this means that it must be x power of 0. So keep that in mind. So we know the general term for this, tr plus 1, that will give me n cr I, and we have b power of r n minus r. So n is 6. So that will give me 6 cr I is x squared. So that means x squared power of 6 minus r. And b is 3 over x. So we have times 3 over x power of r. And then now we just simplify this. So this give me 6 cr x to 6 minus r. And we have 3 power of r x power of r. So let me just simplify this one more time. So don't forget, we can simplify this with this. So this means that 2 6 minus r minus r. So that is 12 minus 2r minus r. That is 12 minus 3r. Okay, we just simplify this first. So that will give me, so equal to 6c r x power of 12 minus 3r. And we times 3 power of r. And we want x power of 0. Okay, remember that constant term. So this means that 12 minus 3r must equal to 0. And we know that 12 minus 3r is equal to 0. Let me just quickly work on here. And then we move the 3 on this side, become positive. 3r is 12. R is 4. So therefore, that is equal to 6C4. So that is the fifth term. Okay, keep that in mind. TR plus 1. So x power of 0, we can ignore that now. So times by 3 power of 4. So there you go. That is a constant term. So what I do, just work it out by using calculator. So I just go 6C4 and then we times 3 power 4. So there you go, 1215. So that is equal to 1215. So therefore, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you got all of them correct. Bye.